It is May 3rd, Friday evening. Welcome to the third episode of Not Your Mama's Podcast featuring Deb and
Skee.
what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. Let's jump right into it. Disappointed Mama.
Yeah, so this week on Disappointing Mama, we have NBA star Christian Wood and his baby mother, Yasmin Lopez. So apparently, this week, Christian Wood took her to court to get custody of his 10-month-old child, and he won. Not only that, he also put a 3-month restraining order on her. So what that tells me is they've been very toxic towards each other, and there's been reports that they also were going to each other's houses, having all lots of confrontations. But what made the worst part about it is not only did she didn't show up to court for the trial, she also posted on her Instagram story a city girl meme saying finally free. Now, Dev, what do you think about that situation?
It's a pretty rare occurrence, Having the mama of the child decide that she doesn't want to raise that kid that way, and instead she's let the dad take custody. I don't know, that might be a dream for most fathers, like in our society, but it's still kind of sad, It's like you made the decision, had this kid with the NBA star. I'm assuming that, obviously the kid's gonna be taken care of, but to see her kind of feel this level of relief and freedom from the decision making, it's kind of unheard of.
And then one thing too, if you notice, in the NBA, we've had a repertoire of these older women. When I say older, I mean like just right there in the 30s, going after these younger players like us, like 22 to 25, and just making sure they sign an 18-year deal with them. But this one backed out. She didn't fall dry. Michelle's playing that well.
Definitely a weird trend to see nowadays. The latest star I can think of off the top of my head is the young buck out in Houston, Jalen.
Jalen Green, which yeah, drive Michelle. She's 39.
It seems like he's gonna do the right thing, but that's a really weird trend to have going on in our society right now.
And did you see what she said in the interview about about getting married? She said, "Oh, I don't want to be married. I just want a kid." She clearly just told everybody she was not in it for love. She just wanted the 18-year deal.
Then that's it's like women are really having these kids, these men for the bag, and I guess now we're at the point where they're just ditching the kid. So, it's definitely a very weird trend in our society, and I hope. I feel like we see this a lot when we shame men for doing the same thing as we should, but to see women kind of celebrities hopping on that trend as well, it's not getting any better.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next topic, we have public affairs. Starting off, today, as we speak, May 3rd, Kendrick Lamar has dropped not one, but 2 diss tracks, man. Hit Drake with a dose of his own medicine back to back. First, he dropped Euphoria. If you don't know, Euphoria is a popular show on HBO. Drake is a producer of that show. I believe Kendrick titled it that way because he was kind of taking a little shot at Drake for being a producer on that show. The elements in that show involving drugs, sex, kind of teenage drama, kind of poking fun at Drake because, Drake had a little, not a relationship, but some sort of maybe a friendship connection with Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. I think Kendrick was kind of hinting at that. Drake, like, why are you involved in these elements of younger, individuals and everything? And then 616 in LA, taking a shot at how Drake usually always names a track, like 3 a.m. in Calabasas, or, he always does a track, it's either 3 a.m. or 5 a.m. He always does a track where he names a time and a location, taking fun of him like that. But he dropped that today. Skee, what did you think about that?
Yeah, so 616 in LA, and this one he wasn't going as hard with the drill beats, but he was just really egging him like, I own OVO, or necessarily everybody in your clique is against you and you got someone that ready to plot on you. So it was just a very nice wordplay on it, trying to really get in Drake's head and then making sure that the memes can no longer work, like Drake has to put bars down. So I like the way he played with him this time.
Yeah, I really do think that Kendrick is trying to establish some rent-free space in Drake's head. And as a Drake fan, I don't know, I think we already know Drake is going to respond. He was probably planning to respond anyway, but now he has to come with something more, And that's kind of what I like. I like the fact that hip-hop is in this space where we're seeing A-list celebrities and we're seeing the big 3 minus J. Cole. we're seeing them go back and forth with each other, and it's like, it makes me sad Cole backed out because it's like you could have been a part of this, and Kendrick said it was friendly in this latest one. He said it was friendly.
On the contrary, I agree with Jermaine backing out this
Really?
one because after really analyzing it and seeing some stuff from a couple of different responses to both diss tracks, I understand how he did it because it's like at this point, it's not friendly no more. K Dot is legit throwing shade.
But I like it though. I like this because this is competition. This is what you fight for. If you really a dog in that game, prove it. Like at the end of the day, if we still shake hands at the end, it was a good fight. I feel like that is some man-to-man type stuff. Like it's like when you battle out in the court. We're really playing for this championship. It's more than just basketball. Like I'm trying to win. I'm trying to demoralize you type stuff. At the end of the game, we shake hands. I feel like this could happen in the future, a couple years down the road. If we see Drake and Kendrick shake hands, cool. But this now, I feel like hip hop needed this.
I see what you mean. Some music has been whacked the last 2 years, but you gotta think though. Jay and K Dot both have shooters, so I don't think it would go that way.
Do you, I really don't. I've had this discussion a lot with a lot of people. I don't think it would get to a point where Drake sends people like Kendrick. Kendrick sends people like Drake. Now, if one of their boys on either side decides to make a move without their consent, the downfall, repercussions of what that's gonna have is detrimental. We can't lose an A-list celebrity like Drake or Kendrick to something like this. Like it should be friendly because if it wasn't, could you imagine?
I mean, we lose Drake. I'm not hurt. It doesn't hurt me, but
Yeah, Drake, if you're listening, I don't agree with what he just said, especially as a light-skinned brother. Can you take that back?
what's the next subject, buddy?
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's not even in the script. Yeah, moving on, because that was crazy. That's so good. Alright, Fairly Odd Parents, man. They're having a reboot. They decided to sprinkle a little bit of pepper in there, you know. Wanted to season it up a little bit, add a little bit of melanin. So the main character, instead of Timmy Turner, is a young black girl, I believe.
Yes.
And I don't recall her name right now. But, yeah, so they're kind of doing what most of mainstream culture is doing with movies and film. They're adding a different element. And they're adding a black element. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to watch a little bit of it, maybe tune into it, see what it's about. But what do you think?
Honestly, I just hope that her name is not too crazy when we look it up again. And also, the wishes aren't too wild. Because they're trying to make it more racial. Or actually, excuse me, culture appropriate. There we go.
So, if I was a young black Devin, which I was, but if I was a young black Devin with wishes of an unlimited source, what do you think I would wish for? At 10 years old?
Well, I know me, I was looking at Lambos back then. But you,
Couldn't even drive, huh?
hey, it'd be right there for me.
Okay.
But you probably be, probably something stupid.
So I was thinking, right? I used to love the WWE.
Mhm.
I really love John Cena. I really love The Undertaker. So I probably would have wished to like have muscles like a WWE wrestler, or go to WrestleMania. I might wish for I don't know, unlimited chocolate milk, which I pretty much drink now on a regular basis. But I really got to thinking about this one. Young Devin at 10 years old, had not only seen High School Musical 1, but young Devin had seen High School Musical,
Please, run.
High School Musical 2, which means young Devin was under the impression that Vanessa Hudgens was available. And me and Miss Vanessa, we connected through her music, through her heartbreak with Troy, man. But like, I was glad he was doing what he was doing, because he opened up the door for a young Devin to slide in. So I mean, if I, at 10 years old, could wish for anything, I would probably wish to be 10 years older. And even though I know that would be my last wish, me and Miss Hudgens could be like me and Miss Tiffany. We could have 2 kids by now, living life, lavishly. Just the possibilities are endless.
What would be your job?
Hmm?
What would be your job?
What's my job?
Yeah.
To be Miss Vanessa Hudgens' husband.
Oh, she's gonna be the household.
If Miss Hudgens wanted me to, yeah. It's whatever she wants.
Okay.
Whatever.
What's
Mrs. Hudgens, if you're listening right now, look, I understand. Right now, you're going through a lot of things. You're pregnant or you have a kid on the way. I understand. I understand. You have a man too, but like just because there's a goal doesn't mean you can't score. Hispanic baby.
What's the next subject, buddy?
Anyway, all I'm saying is, look, I know last episode I shot my shot at Kelsey Plum, but like, she didn't answer anyways. Okay, if you're ever in a position and you need me, I'm here for you. Just know I would have wished for us back then. Okay, it's not too late.
That's such a buddy.
Anyway, next subject, man. We're moving on to athlete's foot. NFL news. We're gonna start off with that. Justin Fields, man, my dog. So Justin Fields was a prior quarterback to the Chicago Bears. Sadly, we sent him off to Pittsburgh because we got Caleb Williams. Shout out, #1 overall pick. So it has been reported, allegedly, that because Russell Wilson's going to win that starting job, they're going to put my man Justin Fields at kick returner. Now, as we all know, Justin Fields is a quarterback, and we've seen this kind of thing happen before, but what do you think, man?
Honestly, I never thought Justin Fields was bad. It's Chicago. No offense, I know that's your team. You're from there, but it's just you guys just have a bad history the last 10 years not managing quarterbacks that well. So the fact that Steelers are going to try and make him into something else, this is another Denard Robinson, Nick Marshall, Terrell Pryor situation. Denard became a running back in the draft. Nick Marshall became a cornerback in the draft, and then Terrell Pryor, he did a couple years in the Raiders. He was QB, and then when he was in free agency, he switched to a wide receiver and played Cleveland like a couple of years. So he just fall on that path, and he doesn't need to. He's good. We saw what he did at Ohio State. I just believe Steelers can give him a chance and let him do what he can do.
Yeah, I think he should take a hard stance. People were saying about Lamar Jackson, hey, maybe you should play wide receiver, maybe you should play running back. Lamar Jackson now a 2-time MVP as a quarterback. I think Justin Fields should take that similar stance, stand on business, be a quarterback, maybe outplay Russell Wilson if he has a chance, and then do that. Show Pittsburgh that he is a lot more of a player than just a runner, you know?
Yeah.
Next topic we have is the big three, Bron, KD, Chef Curry. All three of them out of the first round of the playoffs. The Warriors, Steph Curry didn't even make the playoffs this season. What do you think of the changing of the guard?
I think it's nice to see finally young faces get the chance at the league and start taking over. And then I'm a LeBron hater, so smoking that Laker pack hard.
R.I.P.
Well, yeah, I think it's a good change face.
Okay, yeah, we got Anthony Edwards. We had Zion Williamson in the playoffs this season. We have Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. We have some young bucks out there that are really showing up. We have Luka Doncic. Cannot forget about him. A lot of young players coming up. And it kind of seems like the players we watched as children or even as teens, they're kind of phasing out. All those players are in their 30s. Kyrie Irving, I think, is 32. He's the oldest player, oldest star, at least, in the playoffs right now. So it's different, man. They're getting up there. Kind of makes me feel old. Kind of makes me feel sad. But at the same time, these players are our age, and they're kind of proving that they're here to stay. We see the comparisons to Anthony Edwards and Michael Jordan. I like that storyline that the NBA is pushing because their play style is similar, their attitude is similar.
Test.
I mean, hey, that I wouldn't be surprised with the things that boy does on the court, but yeah, it's kind of bittersweet, you know. But hey, that's NBA, that's sports, and I'm looking forward to the rest of these playoffs playing out.
Yeah, same here.
Loving in a light-skinned world.
Yes, our favorite segment.
Loving in a light-skinned world, man. I guess I'll start this one off. It's been a dry spell, man. Summer's coming around. I can already feel the heat because, it's tough out here. But I told Skee I had a confession. I wouldn't tell him until we started recording. So, you know, dating apps exist. We got Tinder, we got Facebook dating, we got Hinge, we got Bumble, which I don't be on that. But you know, we got a few different options and everything. I did a thing, man. I did a thing. So I was on Hinge. I ran out of matches. I was swiping. But I saw this young woman. I can't even remember her name, but I just thought, like, man, if I can match with her, then, like, I would do anything to match with her. And I thought I could buy a rose. Right? Because they got those things on there you can buy, like 1 rose, 2 roses, 10 roses, 100 roses. I didn't buy 100 roses because I'm kind of broke. But I did buy 3 of them. Bought a rose, sent it to her, typed out a little message and everything. And we still haven't matched yet. So it was a complete waste of my money.
So what, about $25 gone?
No, it was like 9.
I said you bought 3 roses.
Yeah, 3 roses, like $9. Yeah, it's about the price of.
Still fell for the trap though.
I did. It's about the price of, like, maybe a Chipotle bowl if I don't get extra chicken. Yeah. So, long story short, dating apps suck. At least for me. How's it going for you?
Honestly, I don't have the patience or the time to be on all the dating apps, so I'm just on Facebook dating. If it hits, it hits. But honestly, I want to start going out more on the weekends to like brunches, either First Watch, Metro Diner,
Love First Watch.
Grumpy's,
Grumpy's is nice too.
Vicious Biscuit,
Never been
Maple
there.
Street.
Okay.
So as long as I go to one of those places and just get out and just be out more, just see more people, that's the main thing.
Yeah. I'm really excited. I got a new work schedule. So soon I'll be hitting you up on the weekends as well, hanging out Friday nights, getting back out there on the crowd, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Next, we have anime review. So, this is your spoiler alert. If you haven't tuned into episode 1 and 2 of Kaiju number 8, episode 3 came out this week. 3, 2, 1. So, we had Kafka, our main character, man. As we know, he already has his kaiju power. He's able to turn into a kaiju in order to, you know, kind of fight things off or, you know, really do whatever a kaiju does. But this episode, him and Ichikawa, his sidekick character, both of them attend the academy to try and get on the force team for the, you know, the city and everything like that. They get to the academy, and our boy Kafka's struggling. He realizes that he's a little bit washed. He's in his 30s. Everybody else is a young buck. And he's just not really able to keep up with the pace of the training. So, how do you feel about this episode?
Yeah, it was interesting seeing how the second entry exam works in the academy, just the way to get power suits, scales, and everything. I would just thought, you know, it's been 3 months since Kafka has gotten his kaiju power, so I would at least thought he would learn how to at least manage the powers to a degree. So, like, when he gets hurt in that scene, I would have thought maybe he learned how to at least heal himself a little bit. So they be like, hey, how'd you do that? They be like, I don't know. But as we see, he still hasn't done it. So, and then Dale made a good point earlier. They may be like Naruto when he learns how to do it inch by inch. But, I mean, just at this point, he's got to learn how to do something with that kaiju power just to turn full kaiju.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed because I remember now in the episode, there's a point where he gets slammed like crazy into a wall by a kaiju. He ends up like, I think he breaks his leg or something.
He broke his leg and fractured some ribs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have this kaiju power. You could at least reinforce your own bones or something, make yourself a little bit stronger. But he gets destroyed. He does end up, you know, proving himself a little bit with his mentality. He starts kind of directing traffic. He ends up, you know, giving the right information to get the kaiju shot up or whatever. But he himself gets saved by the one girl, the not main character girl, but she's kind of like his rival right now. She ends up saving him, and she says nobody's gonna die on my watch. So his whole spotlight gets overshadowed. But I'm excited for next week, man. I like what they really played out in this episode. I like the rivalry that they have going on, and I hope they keep it up.
Yes.
Next, we have.
Yes. So, a little backstory on this before I go into it. So, we have a buddy of ours, great guy. He's an artist. He has a YouTube channel, and so we support, you know, as we do as homeboys.
Boy.
And so he's very inconsistent. He doesn't post regularly like we do.
Vibes game, pushing podcast.
Nah. That. So he dropped a video earlier this week. We all watched it, and we keep asking when the next video is coming out. He says, "Oh, when I go to Vegas." That's 10 days from now, so on the 11th. So it's May 3rd, which means he has 8 days left.
Nice, man.
And so,
Quick, man.
my thing is, if he doesn't post a video by the 11th, on May 12th by 9 a.m., I'm going to go ahead and put my intrusive thoughts into this email to Wilt Schoolworks what was it, Clockover?
Yeah, Wit Studio Cloverworks.
Yes.
Man. Studio that makes Spy Family.
Yes. So I have a very, very love-hate relationship with Little Onion. So I'm gonna let the studio know how I feel about it. So hopefully our buddy posts the video beforehand, so I don't have to take these drastic measures. Because if I do, I will make sure Dev is on the email with me.
So, if y'all don't know, Anya is a super able 6-year-old child with the ability to read minds. And for some reason, this man Skee has beef with this 6-year-old because she doesn't use her power to the best of her ability. Now, I understand if I could read minds, then I would know that Skee is thinking about golf or, I don't know,
Pizza. Like, I would know exactly what he's thinking. But Lil Anya has the power to read minds, and she still be flunking tests in school. She still be like messing up.
That's the problem.
Like she just be doing things that someone who reads minds shouldn't have trouble doing. So I understand it, but she's 6, man.
Her best friend is one of the smartest in the class. Why is she failing classes? Her fake father is the spy Twilight who knows everything. Why is she failing classes? Her fake mother is an assassin who the teacher stuff. Why is she failing classes?
Skee done anything else with people?
Well, that's it. Just leave a comment and on our socials we tag them in the post. We got Ayo it's Dev and then Skee Golf Lab. So just let us know in the comments and then just tag us on Instagram or this Snapchat and just let us know what was something that disappointed Mama, so that we can put you up here next time and let us know what you did disappoint Mama.
Maybe a friend, somebody at work, a dog, it doesn't matter. How did you disappoint Mama? Let us know down in the comment section. But hey, man, that's all for episode 3 of Not Your Moments podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Till next time.